Hey guys, it's Spoondro, so in today's video I'm going to show you how to increase your kill death ratio in Call of Duty World War II. Getting good at COD's a big learning curve, but that's why I'm here to give you guys some tips and tricks that will hopefully help you become a better player. So like I said earlier, Call of Duty has a big learning curve, and that's why experience is the main key to becoming a great COD player. Very rarely do people jump into COD and instantly go positive. Everyone gets destroyed the first couple of games and there's nothing wrong with that. But as you play more, you learn the maps better and you learn what your favorite class setup is, you'll become a way better player. And don't sweat your first couple of games. Also, don't expect to go positive after every single game because even the best players have bad games. Alright guys, now on to my tips and tricks. And the first tip I want to give you guys is to simply learn to aim better. The main difference for me between a good and a bad game is my accuracy. In most games, my aim feels locked on, and those are the games I usually end up doing really well in. But sometimes my aim feels off, and those usually end up being my bad games. One bullet can mean the difference between winning or losing a gunfight, and that's why picking the right gun for your playstyle is one of the main keys to being accurate. I like using guns that have high accuracy for this exact reason, like the SCG for mid-range and the PPSH for close quarters. And I always throw grip on my guns to make them as stable as possible. I use iron sights on all my guns to save space for an extra attachment to sound like reflex sight, but reflex sight helps a lot of players I know, and they prefer it even on the guns with the most accurate iron sights. There's no best class, so find out what attachments work best for you. Tip number 2 is don't rush and always check your corners. I love when I see a player sprinting around the corner and I kill him before he even has a chance to pull out his gun. He has no chance, and that's because sprinting increases the time that it takes to aim down your sights dramatically. Never sprint around corners, always aim down your sights, and always be prepared to run into an enemy player at all times. Tip number 3 is always know when to challenge players. You never want to try to run towards a player that's head glitching because he can see 100% of you and you can only see his forehead, so he has the clear advantage. If you see someone head glitching, run away and try to hit his flank. You have a better chance of killing him from the side than wasting a whole clip trying to hit his head. Also, if you're in a gunfight and injured, always run away. You never want to have a disadvantage when it comes to health because you're guaranteed to die easier. If you become red screen, run away and hit the flank once your health regenerates. Predictability can mean the difference between a good and a bad player. A good player will rarely be predictable. Predictable is trying to challenge a head glitcher. Unpredictable is hitting the flank. Tip number 4 is always stay out of the center of the map. Most of the action during the match goes down there and it's easy to get killed. Try to run on the edges of the map and pick people off as you run around. Tip number 5 is always anticipate the enemy's direction. If you're playing an objective game like Hardpoint or Dom, the players usually go for the objective. So as you approach the objective, you're more likely to run into enemy players. As you play the game more, you'll learn which routes the enemies usually take and which angles are best for taking them out. Never be predictable while near objectives because that's exactly what the enemy wants. Always learn efficient routes to the objective where the enemies won't expect you. Tip number 6 is to play on a higher sensitivity, but never have it too high. You'll always have an advantage on an enemy if you can turn on them really quick. But if your sensitivity is too high, it really ruins your accuracy. Some people can play on 11 sensitivity, but it's not for everyone. I really recommend Control Freaks. It makes your aim a lot more accurate, and you can play on a little higher sensitivity with ease, so definitely look into those. I highly recommend it. Tip 7 is to always use grenades, and always use them before you die. I like throwing my grenade within the first 10 seconds I spawn because I always want to throw as many grenades as I can. And if I die, then it feels like a waste to me. I prefer using frag grenades because I can bounce them off walls at certain angles, especially if enemies are hiding. Stickies feel like they do a bit more damage in a smaller radius, but they always tend to get stuck in the wrong places, whereas a frag always has a chance of falling towards the enemy. But that's just my opinion, and it's whatever you prefer and makes you play better. Tip 8 is specifically for Call of Duty World War II, and that's to use requisitions. Requisitions is a ribbon that allows you to keep your score streaks going even after you die, although at a way higher price for score streaks. Even though it's a high price for streaks, you can still get paratroopers in a decent hardpoint game easily. Always run lethal streaks if you want to increase your KD, especially with requisitions. You might get some hate for using it, but don't listen to anyone, because it's part of the game. Tip 9 is to play with friends, especially good ones. Playing with friends makes the game a lot more enjoyable and reduces your chance of getting pub stomped and destroyed the whole game. And that's all my tips, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you, guys.
If I actually get stuck on a room, I'd be so pissed off. Yep. Nope.
Lots of supply crates! Fritz X-bomb mission underway. Counterintelligence airborne. Engaging enemy aircraft.
Oh my god, this streak sucks ass on this map. Oh my god.
Air package ready. Airdrop on your signal.
Yo, who's in the back over here? You gotta get my back. Oh, it's MJ.
Air package descending. Protect the drop zone.
They're coming for you, they're coming.
Got him.
Artillery ready for orders. Awaiting coordinates. Blue hard point. Move out. Firing primary battery. Target position confirmed.
Yeah, after this game, I'm gonna drop out for a game, I'm gonna get some food, but I'm gonna stay in the party.
Yeah, no problem.
Enemy holds the hard point.
Fuck!
Hard point is being overrun. Need reinforcements. Paratroopers descending. Hard point is being overrun. Need reinforcements. Hard point is being overrun. Need reinforcements.
He's in the corner.
Where? Oh, yeah, I got him.
Care package ready for airdrop. Mark the drop zone. Care package descending. Protect the drop zone. Counterintelligence aircraft ready. Enemy holds the hard point.
My paratroopers don't get any kill on these new maps. So useless.
Counterintelligence airborne. Engaging enemy aircraft.
Honestly, dude, what are these paratroopers, bro?
Hard point locked down. Blue hard point. Move out. Comet bombing run inbound. Counterintelligence flight concluded. Returning to airfield.
Damn.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Paratroopers in the air.
He's in the meat store, bro. Yo, they're all in the butcher store, bro. Are you kidding me? Look at that shit. All of them.
I'm almost
Hard
man.
point is secure.
Nice.
Excellent work.
You guys play game without me. I'm gonna get some food. I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes, maybe. After the game, I should be back.
No problem. Not bad. 36-2.